Hello dear friends! Today I'm making a very simple tea pie called grated pie. As always, I'll list the ingredients below the video. I pour the flour into a bowl, setting aside a little. I add baking powder and mix it with the flour. Then I add cold butter and start rubbing it into crumbs, as shown in the video. I rub everything together until it reaches a crumbly texture. Everyone's flour is different. Some might need a bit more flour for the dough, while others might need less. If you need more, you can add the remaining flour later. I add only the yolks to the dough, collecting the egg whites separately in a bowl. I add a little more than half of the sugar, then add sour cream and mix everything well. I knead the dough, but there's no need to knead it too much. I add the remaining flour. If your dough turns out firm, you don't need to add it. In the end, you should get a dough like the one shown in the video. I divide the dough into two parts, as shown in the video, one larger, one smaller. I wrap the dough in plastic wrap and put it in the freezer for 30 minutes. I line the baking sheet with parchment paper. I take out the parchment paper and roll out the larger piece of dough on it, slightly overhanging the edges to create a small rim. I transfer the dough, along with the parchment paper, onto the baking sheet and carefully shape the rim again. The rim should be about 1 centimeter high so the jam doesn't spill out of the pie. I whip the egg whites. The bowl and mixer must be dry and grease-free. I whip the egg whites until they form a frothy foam. Then I gradually add sugar and continue whipping until it reaches the consistency shown in the video. I add chopped nuts to the egg whites and gently mix them in. I spread the jam onto the dough and smooth it out carefully. I spread the egg whites with nuts over the jam and smooth them out as well. I take the remaining dough out of the freezer. I grate it evenly over the entire pie using the coarse side of a grater as shown in the video. I bake the pie in the preheated oven. I'll indicate the baking temperature below the video. I take the pie out, sprinkle it with powdered sugar, and let it cool in the baking sheet. When it's completely cooled, I slice it and serve it. I hope my video will be useful for you. Bye!